Hey guys, welcome back to RHR Jen. I'm so glad you're here, guys. I'm a fired up and ticked off goose today. Let's talk. All right, Harry and Meghan are continuing their disaster tour of Australia. We knew it would be a disaster. That's not even news. But what's crazy is their stunt that they're pulling. They're using sick kids. They're grief grifting once again. And I want to show you some pictures and I want to talk about it because there are new allegations coming out that are absolutely, they're hideous. They are. And if it's true, and if what I think is happening, they are even more horrendous and terrible than I thought they were. Let's talk about it. If you're new here, I'm Jen. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit the thumbs up and leave me comments, as all those helps YouTube to recommend my videos, and I really appreciate that. So Cantankerous and I are here today. Cantankerous isn't even going to joke around on this one. He's going to sit here with this look on his face, and I echo the same feeling that he's showing there. But let's talk. All right. So we know that Harry and Meghan, of course, are in Australia. They are in at the time of this recording, they were at Melbourne. They've probably moved on since then, but it was Tuesday that they're on April 14th. They were in Melbourne's Royal Children's Hospital. And let's start with some pictures, and then I want to talk about what's going on here because it truly is sickening. I'm going to come back and read this. Let me just show you, okay? I'm not going to zoom in because I don't even want to focus on the kids. I'm just showing you this group of kids, sick kids, and Harry and Meghan. See? There's Meghan in the foreground here, and then there's Harry in the back. And yeah, I know it's kind of blurry and hard to tell. It's just because I don't want to focus on the kids. But you get the idea. There you go. You get the idea. How many are lined up and what's going on? Now let's talk about it. All right. I'll come back to these photos. I promise. I'm just fired up and I want to talk about it. So this is, like I say, this is in Melbourne. This is not long after they arrived in Australia. This was the first thing they did, was wheel out some sick kids at this Royal Children's Hospital in Melbourne for a photo op. Not bedside visits, not quiet moments of real compassion. They made immunocompromised children line up in the foyer, wait for them, and get this, take off their protective masks for pictures. They just got off an international flight, and this is what they do. This is grief grifting like I've never seen, except for now they're using sick kids. I know they do that, but I'm saying it's so horrific what they're doing. They're using other people's kids. They're using sick kids to promote themselves on this tour. Oh, it just makes me sick to my stomach. I think let's talk about the most appalling details. Hundreds of families and sick kids were crammed into the hospital foyer. They're estimating between 15 and 40 minutes while Harry and Meghan shook hands, hugged, took selfies, and accepted flowers and drawings. These are oncology patients. Kids whose immune systems are wiped out were pulled out of beds and rooms so those two could stage their warm and caring moments. These kids wear masks to protect themselves from germs, especially from international travelers who just stepped off this plane. Harry and Meghan demanded that the masks come off for the perfect shot. No masks on the couple. Lots of close contact right after a long-haul flight. Parents online, as you can imagine, well, not just parents, people online are furious. Why did these children have to take off their masks? Shame on everyone who made these babies take off their masks. These are quotes from online. Think about Princess Diana and her visits, because that's what they want you to do. They're trying to compare themselves, in my opinion, to Diana. But think about the difference. She went room to room. She respected protocols. These two turned a children's cancer ward into their personal red carpet. One critic online called it, quote, absolutely disgusting that the hospital wheeled out obviously sick children for this ego trip. That's how I feel too. I feel the same way. In fact, we're going to talk about that because somebody in the comments came up with a brilliant idea of how to let the hospital know that it's absolutely unacceptable. So we'll get to that. Yep. This is a pattern for them, though. This isn't new. This is their brand. It's, again, textbook grief-grifting, Sussex style. They've built a whole brand around victimhood and pretending to do service while cashing in. Remember, Spotify obviously called them lazy, blanking grifters. Thank you, Bill. Their Netflix deals collapse. Archwell is more photo op than actual impact. This is just an ongoing thing. Every time their popularity tanks, which it is, and it has, rightly so, because of stuff like this, they trot out a compassionate visit. Invictus, mental health, sick kids, fires. They do this when they're, the more that the news is bad on them, and it is bad, they pivot. They do these sick kid photo ops, and then they pivot back to whatever the payday is. In this case, it's overcharging people who are dumb enough to pay that to go see them speak in Australia. The same playbook they continue to use, and they can't understand why nobody can stand them. Ugh, it's just sickening. Okay, so here's my theory on this and this reason for the trip. It's philanthropy that they're using as a cover for these paid gigs. In my opinion, it's their way of showing, look, we're half in, half out. It's just a middle finger to the royal family. Now, I'm hearing the rumblings, as I've noticed you guys are too, because you're commenting on it, but I'm going to tell you I don't believe it. And that is the rumblings. There's two rumblings that I've heard. One I do not believe, one I do believe. The rumbling that I do not believe is the rumbling going around that the royal family is behind this and that they wanted them to do this to start easing them back in. No way. No way. I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I don't believe it. I think somebody made that up for clickbait to try to get people to watch their stuff. And I think that's crap. Because what would the royal family have to gain? Harry and Meghan continue to do these terrible, terrible things. There's no way that the royal family is behind this. No way. I don't believe it. I'm just telling you from every fiber of my being says that's BS. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. That's some conspiracy theory BS. And it's just meant to hurt the royal family. And it's probably made up by Harry and Meghan themselves and spread around. It just bugs me. It really does. I think I would just say, think about that real hard. I don't believe that it's from the royal family. That's my opinion. Now, the thing I am hearing that other YouTubers are reporting on that I do believe is this. There's a report going around that Meghan said, quote, make this quick in terms of this visit to the hospital. I believe it. I believe it. I don't have any proof, but it sounds right. Now, I'm still loving this book. I can't get enough of it. I keep talking about it. Watch my breakdowns of this betrayal. But the reason I'm holding up this book and saying I believe this is because everything in this book matches what we're saying. Because I'm getting a lot of comments too saying, well, they seem to be liked in Australia. I don't believe it. I don't, because of this. Well, because I have a brain, but also this book. This book is so good. I just came off the Vancouver chapter where Tom Bauer exactly explains what they do, which is they bring in these fake crowds, these fake supporters. They did that in Invictus. He breaks it down that in some, I forget what it was. I want to say it was I think it was a basketball game at Invictus. I believe there were just 22, something in that ballpark of 20 something. I think it was 22, 25, paying ticket holders at this Invictus event with 2,000 seats available. Well, they couldn't have that. So they brought in a whole bunch of people, especially around Harry and Meghan, sitting around. I'm pointing like this because they were sitting around them in the photos. If you remember the photos, Harry and Meghan are all loved up, whatever. And they're surrounded by people. Those are all there, according to this book. They were brought in so that way it didn't look as it appeared, like they were empty and not supported. So what would stop them from doing something like that in a situation like this? They need the positive press. They need this trip to go well. So believe me, if they're going to throw money at something, this is just my opinion, it's going to be something like this. We need money, whatever favors, whatever's going on here. They need this trip to go well. So they're going to bring in people to make it look like they have a warm reception. I don't believe it. I don't. I just don't. I have enough of you lovely Aussie geese and ganders in my comments saying that you live there and that it's not being reported on locally. I believe you. I don't believe Harry and Meghan. So there's that. I don't believe the reports, like I say, that it's backed by the royal family. It doesn't make any sense. Why would they do that? We already have William and Catherine going to Australia, allegedly later in the year. I believe it was August. They're talking about doing that and taking the kids. So they don't need Harry and Meghan. If anything, it's to try, if the royal family gets involved, it's probably to clean up the mess caused by Harry and Meghan. Not that they think about Harry and Meghan, but you get what I'm saying. I just feel like this trip is just more, they need it to go well because everything else is flopping. They need it to look good. So they've brought in people. These are my opinions, my allegations. They brought in people to make it look good, but they are so tone deaf and so idiotic to think it's a really good idea to use these kids like this. It's horrid what they're doing. It's horrendous. It's gross. I could keep going because I just get so mad. It's repugnant. It's vile. It really is. It's revolting what they've done. It makes me sick. You know me. I love kids. I think everybody has a cause that they feel strongly about. Mine is kids. Don't mess with kids. You don't mess with kids. You don't. I can't stand Harry and Meghan, but I don't mess with the kids. I just don't. I won't do it. I won't stoop that low. That's something that their followers do. Their followers go after the Wales kids. I won't do it. So my point there is you don't mess with kids, and they're messing with other people's kids. They're claiming privacy for their own kids, but they don't mind using other people's kids to grift, to try to get some attention, to try to make themselves what? Look good? It's sickening. It really is. So what if, God forbid, one of these kids or several of these kids takes a turn because of this? There's no way to prove it because the kids are already, immunocompromised. But that's on them. That's absolutely disgusting. But why? Why is the hospital allowing this? I'm going to go ahead and cut to the chase. I'm going to pull some comments. Somebody in the comments had a brilliant idea to go on and write to this hospital. Let me give you the hospital name again so we have the right hospital. Write a review on this hospital. Let them know that this is unacceptable. You do what you want. I'm not encouraging any kind of bull stuff. I'm just telling you, if you feel strongly about it, maybe that's a way to let your voice be heard. Decide for yourself. But it is Royal Children's Hospital in Melbourne. So do with that what you want to do with that. Oh, sickening. All right, let's go in and read some comments on this. Let's see if I had any other notes I want to talk about. Yeah, I believe that the real reason for this trip is faux philanthropy and then going into this big money-making stuff where she's doing this girls' weekend and he's doing whatever his keynote speak is. I think it's, let's use these sick kids, look how noble we are, optics, and then head straight for the cash register. It's just them being them in the ultimate grifting, using vulnerable kids as public relations. I feel appalled, and luckily I'm not the only one because I've gotten tons of comments from you guys, and social media is exploding. Poor sick kids being subjected to this. That's one of the quotes that I found online. Used as PR for the grifters. Exactly. They dragged out these poor sick people to create the illusion of excitement. Awful. Absolutely awful. Using sick kids as props, hiding their own kids behind emojis, peak hypocrisy. This isn't service, it's self-service. It's Harry and Meghan at their core. It really is. Let's take a look at some of the comments that have popped up as a result of this and read some of them and talk about that. I'm really sickened by this. All right, this was shared on St. Meghan Markle, and it says, Harry and Meghan at the Royal Children's Hospital in Melbourne, taking advantage of the most vulnerable population for photo ops. All right, I've shown you the photos. I can't even look anymore. Let's read some of the comments that go along with this, shall we? All right. Nothing says compassion like endangering cancer patients for a good angle. Oh, makes me sick. Absolutely disgusting. Sure, the children may have lost their immunity, but at least they gained content. Ugh, God, I don't understand. And I'm sorry, but why would the parents why? Why would you let your kid do this? I don't understand. Some of them, yep, I'll let you read that. It's sickening. Not what this person says. The sentiment. I agree. All right, so the Australian government has invested over 112 million to extend the Zero Childhood Cancer Program, a national precision medicine initiative providing tailored treatment to all children, adolescents, and young adults up to age 25 with cancer. This program, which includes genomic testing to identify the most effective treatments, involves all major pediatric oncology units nationwide. That's an incredible initiative. Good for Australia for that. And these grifter clowns are donating how much money exactly out of their own wallets versus how much public money they're wasting that could be put into incredible government-funded initiatives like this. Amen to that. So they couldn't go see the children in their beds, making them wait exactly for her to then glide in, appalling. Also, according to Dan Wooten tonight, she said, "Let's make this quick." That's what I'm hearing as well. As she entered the hospital, FFS. You just want, okay, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Shame on the hospital for allowing this charade. The rage is real, sinners. I feel the same way. Not just Meghan gliding in. Harry was eating up every second. Absolutely. Here he is, cosplaying as Diana once again. Yep. This shot will be on their Christmas card. This is absolutely, yep. When they do that weird recap at the end of the year, like they've done something, I'm sure it will be. This woman deserves to meet Sean Connery. Okay. I'm not going to explain that one. You can do some Googling and figure out why that's pretty funny, but I think they should both meet Sean Connery. Why isn't everyone wearing a mask around autoimmune compromised children? All these people are bunched up. No one's wearing a mask. And then kids are asked to remove masks for photos. Then you have people who just got off a commercial flight up in their faces. Exactly this. Yep. This is very, very wrong. Masking around autoimmune compromised patient predates the pandemic. There are parents and loved ones who limit their interactions to avoid passing on a virus to their children. If the kids were sick enough to need masks, they shouldn't be exposed like this. This event should have been organized with this in mind. Complete and total failure on the hospital's leadership. Exactly this. This is the kind soul who had the idea. If, whatever you want to do on this, they left a review on Google. I know it won't accomplish much, but at the very least, the extra attention will have to be dealt with, even if it's just to remove the negative reviews. These grifting cons are absolute ghouls, and I hope someone does something about it. And this person's saying reviews matter. I hope it's picked up by the media. I mean, it's not even speculation. It's right there in the photos. Exactly this. Hospital managers and exec need to answer for this. And if their arms were twisted, then they need to disclose who did the twisting. That's exactly what I'm thinking as well. I want to know what happened and where the breakdown was, because clearly this is a big fat failure on everybody's part. And I don't understand it. I don't understand why they are catering to these two. It's awful. It's just awful. All right. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to try to calm down. I need you guys to chime in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Again, just in case you wanted to know, for whatever reason you decide, the hospital is, hold on, I've got it. I want to make sure. Melbourne's Royal Children's Hospital. So you decide what you want to do with that. That's going to do it for me. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all your kind words. They're disgusting and revolting, and whatever other synonym or adjective you want to leave in the comments, that's fine with me. But do check back. I will have more of Betrayal up soon. I'm loving this book. I'm wrapping it up. I think I have 3 more chapters left to go. Something like that. Is so good. In real time, I've just read the one about the behind the scenes of With Love, Meghan. That was my favorite chapter so far, and that's saying something because I've loved this entire book. Chapter 40 is so juicy from start to finish. You'll see on the thumbnail I write, this is my favorite chapter. So look for that soon. But watch all of them because I'm telling you, this book has been phenomenal. And when you understand this book and you're understanding along with me and you're following and understanding where Tom Bower is coming from, it just makes all of this stuff so much more clear. It makes all of their antics so much more clear, I think. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it. I would say I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. That's not what I mean. I hope that they roast for this because this is horrible even for them. And that's saying something because they do a lot of horrible things. I knew they'd be awful in Australia. I mean, par for the course for them. All right. Let me know your thoughts on all this and everything else. Thank you guys so much for being here. Do make sure you're subscribed. Hit the thumbs up. All of that helps YouTube to recommend my videos. Thank you to everybody who watches my long videos and my shorts. That's helping so much. And welcome to all the new subscribers. I'm glad you're here. All right. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi. Oh, I'm so frustrated. Oh, Cantankerous, what do you think? We're so mad. I talk through gritted teeth when I get mad. You don't mess with kids. I don't care what these 2 idiots do. I'll make fun of dumb dresses all day long. I'll make fun of the angry vampire, whatever Harry was doing. It's funny to me. That's great. This isn't funny. This isn't fun. This is disgusting. I keep using the word disgusting. You can't see, but on the corner of my screen, I typed out all these different synonyms so that way I'd quit saying that. So let's see. It's horrifying. It's monstrous. It's hateful. It's objectionable. It's unwanted. It's miserable. It's disagreeable. It's detestable. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. Do check back. I have lots of videos going up right now. I'm not on a specific posting schedule. I'm just posting as soon as I can, as often as I can. I'm posting a lot about betrayal because I am wrapping up this book and I love it so much. And I'll continue to post about their crazy antics in Australia. My goodness gracious. All right. Thank you guys. Have the best day. Take care. Bye-bye.